And I'm going to give you a little secret that really worked for me when I was in prison. And when I felt that, oh, I couldn't get into this program or I couldn't get into that program, don't say, oh, it's not my fault, somebody else is lucky. Ask another question of what can I do today to put myself in a position for the next opportunity? And here's one that really worked for me. How many of you like to read and enjoy your time in here reading? Okay? So, here is a little skill that I'll ask you to remember, that if there's one thing you can remember that I'm going to say, it's going to be these 3 steps, and it's made all the difference in the world for me. And it's every time I read a book, I forced myself to go through an exercise. And that exercise was to write a book report. And I want to tell you how that worked for me. You think about how to write a book report, that might be intimidating, but if I tell you, no, it's really quite simple. There's 3 things that I would answer in every book report. Number 1, why did I read this book? What attracted me to read this particular book? Number 2, what did I learn from having read this book? Number 3, how will having read this book contribute to my success upon release? Now, if you force yourself to do that, something magical happens. You start building kind of like a resume or a work history. And I would use that to open opportunities, because when I went to speak with somebody, like a foreman that offers a job at a place like this, and he's saying, why should I hire you? You can demonstrate that you are not one of the people that are full of happy talk saying what you're going to do. You can show them. I read these 15 books on this subject, and that's what's making me an expert. And people start saying, that's the type of initiative that I want. And I can tell you, I never asked anybody to do anything that I didn't do and that I'm not still doing today. That process resulted in, when I got out of prison, opening the level of liberty that I had, and then going into the business community and opening opportunities where I could show people how the decisions that I made in prison really make me an asset in this career or this community. And I want to suggest that to you today, because as you go through this journey, just think, if you had documented everything you learned from every book that you read, how strong that could be when you go and open credibility and build new relationships with more people. Always be thinking about how are you going to persuade the people that you are going to meet in the future to not judge you for the worst decisions, the decisions that you made at the worst time of your life, but rather how you responded to those decisions. And in an environment like this, you have a phenomenal opportunity to do so. And I encourage you to take that opportunity.